Hello everyone, and welcome to my The Bachelor Buzz News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette included just under 30 unmarried men vying for Joan Vasso's affection, but a number of her competitors were raising serious red flags. Joan, a 61-year-old Maryland private school administrator, is deserving of love. She is a widower who spent 32 years married to her soulmate, Joan Vassos, before his death in 2021. Joan thought they would have a happy future together when they had 4 children together, but he passed away shortly after receiving a cancer diagnosis. When a rare opportunity presented itself, Joan was distraught and never thought she would find love again. The Bachelor franchise declared that it will be the first unscripted dating show to focus on the romantic lives of senior folks who are single. After a divorce, some were widowed, like Joan, while others were left single. Joan made her first appearance as a contestant on The Golden Bachelor. Joan received a call from home just as she and Jerry Turner were beginning to get along on a one-on-one date. She was needed by her recently delivered daughter. Joan left the program early to assist her daughter because she prioritized her family. She was cast as the Golden Bachelorette, despite her belief that her Bachelor career was gone. She soon found herself outside the famous Bachelor mansion, welcoming the men who would vie for her flowers. On season 1 of the Golden Bachelorette, Jordan Heller, 61, advanced to Joan's final 4 and even received one of her much-coveted hometown visits. Joan visited Jordan's family and friends in Chicago, Illinois. She had the opportunity to meet his daughters, their partners, and other acquaintances and family members. Joan got on well with the Hellers, who appeared to be a happy family. Joan discovered there that Jordan was still grieving after his divorce and had found it difficult to let love back into his heart. Joan's inability to establish a deep relationship with Jordan was one of her problems. He wasn't opening up, so even though they had fun together, they didn't have an emotional bond. Jordan might be more prepared than ever to fall in love again after his time on the show. Leslie Fema, 65, from The Golden Bachelor, and him recently spent time together, and they both shared pictures on their Instagram accounts. Although it caused controversy, Leslie has subsequently explained that she and Jordan are merely friends. The Golden Bachelorette's first season featured a Navy man. Retired Navy Captain Kim Bike, 69, of Seattle, Washington, didn't have much success with Joan, but it wasn't for lack of trying. Kim even composed a song for Joan at one point, which he wanted all the men to perform for her. When Kim stood up to play his song in front of the men, none of them were convinced. We are the men from the mansion. The men of the Golden Bachelor mansion. Our goal is to gain Joan's affection. He seemed to be greatly upset by the other men's refusal to join Kim in her sing-along for Joan. In the end, Guy Gansert, another competitor, felt sorry for Kim and graciously joined him in singing it. It was all strange, and at the very next rose ceremony, Joan sent Kim home. He appeared to be a decent enough man, but Joan found him a bit too regimented. Jack Lencioni, 68, was a caterer from Chicago, Illinois, prior to appearing on season 1 of The Golden Bachelorette. From the first night he entered the Bachelor home, the boisterous Jack immediately made an impression as a really quirky figure. Joan appeared to like the extravagant dinner Ryan prepared for her in the chef's kitchen at the Bachelor home. Jack was a constant source of amusement for the other guys vying for Joan's roses. Jack made the most of the pool in the Bachelor house before he was finally ousted. Jack was usually amusing, but it was obvious that he was more interested in having fun and teasing the other men than he was in getting to know Joan. Pascal Igwe, 69, reached Joan's final 3, and they were having a good relationship. In the hometown episode of The Golden Bachelorette Season 1, Joan traveled to Chicago, Illinois, Pascal's hometown, where she spent a day at his opulent salon and got to know his close-knit family. As they went on overnight dates, they were both thrilled about the potential. However, during a bonding ceremony, Joan and Pascal's overnight date took a turn for the worse. Even if the ritual was symbolic, Pascal was still alarmed by it since it caused him to doubt his readiness to commit to Joan. He became aware that he had no romantic feelings for Joan after the dating exercise. He told her that he just saw her as a friend in a video that Bachelor Nation uploaded to YouTube. This was unexpected because only a few minutes prior, when Pascal kissed Joan, he wasn't behaving like a platonic buddy. At least Pascal spared Joan the effort of sending him home, even though he eliminated himself. 58 years old on season 28 of The Bachelor, Mark Anderson made his television debut when his daughter, Kelsey Anderson, brought Joey Graziadei to Louisiana for her hometown date. After making a big impact, he was chosen to compete in season 1 of ABC's The Golden Bachelorette. Mark was a widowed father of 5 leading a somewhat obscure existence long before he appeared on the show. Since he experienced true love with Kelsey's mother, Denise, Mark is no stranger to it. Before Denise Anderson's 2018 cancer diagnosis and 2-month death, Mark had been married to her for 18 blissful years. Since his wife passed away, Mark claims he hadn't actually dated anyone, thus accepting a spot on season 1 of The Golden Bachelorette was a significant step for him. It was obvious that Mark wasn't prepared to let go of his late wife, even if he had the best of intentions when he consented to participate in an unscripted reality show. Joan immediately fell in love with 60-year-old Chalk Chappell, who even secured her first date on her own, a dream trip to Disneyland. Their subsequent date was less spectacular. In one episode of season 1 of The Golden Bachelorette, Joan accompanied a number of the men to a bowling alley for a group date. It was obvious that Chalk didn't enjoy having to share Joan with the other guys, even if the most of them appeared to be having a great time. At the Magic Kingdom, Chalk most likely grew accustomed to having Joan to himself. It was obvious that Chalk wasn't used to being in a group environment. He sat with an arm around Joan the whole time they were together. Chalk didn't appear to realize or care that it was rude to the other males. Joan, on the other hand, didn't ask Chalk to back off and appeared to enjoy his possessiveness. She seemed to feel wanted and unique because of it. Though possessiveness is a warning sign, Chalk can make Joan think of her late husband. Guy Gansert, 66, and Joan clicked right away when they first met during season 1 of The Golden Bachelor. He is currently one of Joan's last 2 men, along with Chalk Chappell. Although Joan and Guy appear to be getting along well, according to People, Guy's ex-wife, Heidi O'Gara, requested a temporary protective order in October 2021. Some of the charges made by his ex-wife are extremely unsettling, even though the restraining order was never formally granted. In addition to threatening her, she said that her ex-husband motioned like he was going to shoot me with his hand shaped like a pistol. Even though she had the order revoked a month before it was formally approved, it could still be a cause for concern. Joan shouldn't put herself in that scenario if he and his ex-wife are having such a tense relationship. It's fortunate that Gil Ramirez, a 60-year-old teacher from Mission Viejo, California, didn't advance far on season 1 of The Golden Bachelorette. People reports that 3 months ago, Gil's ex-girlfriend filed for a restraining order against him, claiming that he had stalked her, had inappropriate contact with her and her family, and showed up at locations he knew she would be. Even though the restraining order was eventually revoked, the harm had already been done. Prior to the restraining order being filed, Gil cleared a background investigation. Stated differently, the occurrence happened during the time frame between the background check and the beginning of production. It's difficult to believe that producers didn't double-check closer to the beginning of The Golden Bachelorette Season 1 production, though, because a lot can happen in a few months. Since the information was made public, Gil's already meager screen time has been reduced, according to ABC. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.